I always use my photos for business presentations, and recently I created one that only had black and white images. I liked the collection so much that I decided to share via video. A rocky Central California coastline up close has a special kind of beauty. The roundness of the rocks worn by the sea just look amazing. Much of my photos are about travel when I'm on the go. Before COVID, the subway transit at IAD was always one of my favorite places to get pictures. I've honestly taken so many photos, sometimes I forget where they're from. The skyline is either Chicago, Washington, D.C., maybe LA, I really can't remember. But I still love the shot. The sprawl as you approach LA, however, is unmistakable. My town is Washington, D.C., and there are very few cities in this world that are so stately. The Washington Capitol really sets the tone for the rest of the city. It's such a well-known silhouette, a beacon for democracy, and I'm fighting to make sure that still stays true. The grandeur of all the buildings in Washington, D.C. is really gorgeous to me. I can't get enough of taking photos of them. But then again, few cities in the United States have such beautiful and diverse architecture as Los Angeles. I really can't get enough of taking photos in LA either. My home airport, Washington Dulles International, IAD, really seems out of place in conservative Virginia, but I love this modernist architecture. The building is really gorgeous. Sometimes serendipity is the best and the photos almost compose themselves, such as this one as I took from the back of an Uber before a conference. Pre-conference, I love to get into the convention center early because the deserted, massive buildings convey a certain sort of spookiness when they're so empty. And compare and contrast that to this deserted, truly deserted building in Death Valley Junction, a small dying town just outside of Death Valley, California. At another conference, I went outside to take a call, and it gave me an opportunity to look up and see this rather mundane hotel from a different angle. In black and white, Las Vegas is not so flashy, but I find it much more interesting. Just like these whimsical circus tents outside of Tyson's Corner, it looks really bizarre juxtaposed against skyscrapers in the distance. The Long Beach Harbor at night. Almost any collection of buildings at nighttime over the water look interesting. Just like everyday traffic in DC, the shapes, the cars, the hustle and bustle pre-COVID, it's really beautiful in black and white. And lastly, a multicolored building in Los Angeles, when rendered in black and white, strips it of its attention-getting makeup. Anyway, thanks for listening and watching. Great music by Bensounds. All the photos are by me, Jim. You can follow me on Instagram at Jim's Photos on the Go.